I was going to be bridesmaid at my best friend's wedding, but now I'm not going to turn up since I wasn't invited to her bachelorette party, and was made to feel like crap. Original poster, u/flat ad 471. Hi, so I, 25 feet, am currently being pushed back and forth with my choice, and I thought the lovely people of the internet might be able to rein me in. I'm currently 13 weeks pregnant, and my friends around me have all been very happy and excited for me. However, my childhood friend Lisa, 25 feet, has stonewalled me since I announced it at 8 weeks. I initially assumed it was wedding stress, but now I'm second-guessing that. Over the weekend, I was scrolling through Instagram and came across a post where she thanked everyone for coming to her bachelorette party. There were photos of her with the girls, smiling in the middle. I just sat there, shocked. At first, I tried to be mature and let it go, but this is a girl I grew up with. She was a bridesmaid in my wedding party, and I'm an honorary bridesmaid for hers. She's not having a formal wedding party. Eventually, I guess hormones took over, and I reached out to her. At first, I just said, "Oh, looks like fun." She replied that it was, and after a tub of ice cream and a good sob, I reached out again and said, "Hey, sorry to be this person, but why wasn't I invited?" She immediately messaged back, saying, "To be honest, the whole day was centered around drinking, wineries and heading to town after, and I'm not sure you would have enjoyed being around all of us drunk as frick, especially because you're pregnant right now. I get that an invite would have been nice regardless, but honestly, I just wanted to keep it very small. I'm really sorry you feel that way, but I don't want to make this a big thing because I've already had a crap week." I tried to respond with, "Hey, thanks for getting back to me, but I'm still upset because the day is about you, and I wanted to be there to celebrate you." Then she called and asked me not to make this a big thing again. She sounded incredibly annoyed, and like the doormat I am, I dropped it. After thinking this over for the past few days, I'm feeling very hurt and heartbroken. This was a girl I grew up with, loved, and supported through a lot. I've helped her plan and prepare a lot for her wedding, so to suddenly get iced out like this has me feeling a certain way. My husband suggests we don't go, and I'm on the edge. So people, would it be too far if I declined going to her wedding and distanced myself? Relevant comments. Comment 1. I'm an honorary bridesmaid for hers. She's not having a wedding party. What the heck is this? Is it a new fad I haven't heard of or a way to get more partying and gifts from your friends without having them in the wedding? In any case, you wouldn't be wrong for ghosting her wedding. She deliberately did something that she knew would hurt your feelings and told you not to make a big thing out of it. Comment 2. Her saying don't make this a big thing would piss me off. If you guys are close, then she 100% should have at least invited you. The whole "it's my wedding and I can invite and do what I want" thing is true, but that doesn't mean there are no consequences for your decisions. Update 1. Hi. You were also wonderful and helpful, and it turns out I got an update sooner than I expected. I haven't heard from Lisa, which I expected. What I didn't expect was a friend of Lisa's reaching out. Let's call her Sarah. I knew of Sarah and had spoken to her a few times at events we attended together, and she was one of the girls who went wedding dress shopping with me and Lisa. She was also a friend I noticed wasn't at the bachelorette, which was a surprise. Anyway, she reached out with a "Hey, how are you?" We did the polite small talk, blah blah, until she finally said, "So, are you as pissed off and mad as I am at Lisa?" I was shocked, as the few times I'd met Sarah, she had seemed very demure, I guess. That opened the floodgates, and she told me everything she knew. What I didn't put in the post is that I actually waited 2 days before messaging Lisa about the lack of an invite. Turns out 3 of Lisa's other friends, who also weren't invited, hit her up immediately after she posted on Instagram, asking why they weren't invited. Turns out these girls absolutely chewed Lisa alive, and my confrontation was soft in comparison. Finally, it was revealed what actually happened, and now I'm even more confused. Apparently, Lisa admitted to Sarah that her sister-in-law planned the bachelorette and just decided to invite only the friends she knew. So Lisa's usual group of 8 to 10 friends, including me, was narrowed down to 4, and Lisa didn't correct her sister-in-law, just went along with it, not realizing how many people would feel hurt by not being invited. Once people started confronting her, Lisa basically buried her head in the sand and started making up lies to everyone about why they weren't invited. She kept using the same "don't make this a big deal" excuse until everyone realized her reasons were BS and called her out, leading her to finally admit the truth. Sarah told me that the girls who weren't invited have all pulled out of the wedding, including their partners, because they got the same annoyed response from Lisa before she admitted the truth. Then Sarah asked what Lisa told me, and I went silent before finally admitting that she used my pregnancy as an excuse. This started poor Sarah on another rant of anger about how Lisa could say that to me while I'm pregnant. Anyway, we ended the call, and Sarah suggested getting coffee sometime, so I think I've made a friend. So, that's the update. This pregnant lady is very confused, and I'm currently the #1 buyer of ice cream at my local store, lol. Relevant comments. Comment 1. Don't go. Whatever is going on behind the scenes will ensure this isn't a celebratory event with friends and laughter. Finish whatever tasks you're working on or promised for the wedding, and bow out. It's already extremely toxic, and my guess would be that you haven't even seen all the drama yet. Focus on your new bundle-to-be and use the day of the wedding as some time for you and your husband to baby moon, or pre-baby moon. Comment 2. My biggest issue with all this is Lisa lying to you and her other friends. I suspect if she'd been honest, this wouldn't have been a big thing. Hey, my future Sil planned this and excluded people she didn't know. I felt uncomfortable pushing back. I regret it because I know it hurt people I care about. How hard is that to say? Update 2. I just want to give a big thanks to everyone for coming along on this wild journey with me. You all helped me not go insane this past month. Now, onto the update. I did end up attending the wedding. I know, you can all boo and flame me in the comments, but I was leaning toward not going until I spoke to my mom, who ultimately told me this would be a nice way of closing our chapter of friendship so I could walk away with my head held high. Later, she told me that Lisa's mom had begged her to convince me to attend. I went with my husband, and I immediately noticed the vibe and aura were completely off. Married people will understand me, weddings are supposed to feel like love. This didn't. This wedding was technically Instagram perfect, but it could have been anyone's wedding. It didn't feel personal. My friend barely smiled unless for photos, her vows were robotic, and the maid of honor was, honestly, useless. My biggest pet peeve was that it wasn't hard to see that Lisa's dress needed fluffing or that she needed a drink, and even I'll admit I felt no joy watching the speeches and how everyone mostly spoke about the groom, throwing in something for Lisa at the last second. Lisa acted as though we were good, as if there were no hard feelings about the bachelorette thing. She pulled me aside and said how much she loved and appreciated me, that she was excited to be an honorary auntie, and kept touching my belly and blowing kisses at it. I left the wedding with a lot of emotions. I know I'm hormonal right now and feeling everything, but I don't know. I can sit here and admit that the friendship is done. I don't think I can look at her the same way after everything I learned, after how I was treated. The chapter is closed. Other than the bachelorette incident, I can still look back somewhat fondly on our childhood and our time together, planning our marriages with Bratz dolls. I've never been good at friendship breakups, but this time, I think I am. I think I'll be okay. Thank you all for listening to the rambles of this pregnant lady, and for your ice cream recommendations. You've all expanded my horizons, and I'm sure the little one in my stomach appreciates it, too. Signing off with love, you/flat ad 471.